Hi there. Welcome to the HTM buddy build of the 1537th U.S.S. Reliant. I'm Ken with Ken's Hobby Bench.
I'm Jordan with Lion the Stars. And
And
go
yeah, it's
ahead.
that
Sorry.
time.
It's that time, man.
It is. So yeah, it's another week of building on this great ship. I think I want to bring up first some great news from our sponsor.
Yes.
So we've heard from Cass over at Lake Monster Details. He now has some of the parts in stock. He has the window porthole parts. They're already up for sale on his site.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and so you can get those now. I'm looking at a site right now, and because mine's in Canadian currency, it's $29. I don't know what it would be in the U.S., but a little bit cheaper.
Probably about
And
24,
then he
25.
was saying also the rest of the parts should be rolling out hopefully kind of soon, like within the next month. I know he was
Awesome.
showing off. He was on a stream with on Will's channel, and he was showing off some of the other parts with the um impulse engine, for example, stuff like that.
Very
And
cool.
he's going to be casting some of the stuff as opposed to 3D printing. Jordan and I were just talking, and he's going to be, I think, casting the clear parts, for example, on the impulse engine as a clear resin cast. That way, he's got some stuff that he knows will never yellow. So yeah, looking really good. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, soon you guys can go just as crazy as we have, and just build this thing to your heart's content because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, he
You
does
need
say.
time.
Yeah, he does say that he still has to do the instructions up for the parts, but he's going to release the parts before the instructions come out. So he's
Which
not
is
going to
a great,
talk about it.
well, it's also a great little segue for us to say, go ahead and watch our channels so we can see check out Will's, mine, and Ken's for instructions on how to install it if you decide to purchase it early.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we can figure it out. So I'm sure you people are a little bit smarter than us.
Really, probably, well, a lot smarter than me, that's for sure.
So yeah, if we can figure it out, I'm sure you can figure it out. So yeah. Plus, may have made errors, and you can learn from us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's great. It's great to see that Cass has been able to get these parts like a really good, like because the whole casting process requires a really good piece that has been printed well and done so they can cast it itself and getting the permanent molds for these. So these are going to be something that's going to be available for this model for the long term, which is great. What Cass does best is casting casting pieces. Oh, yeah. What he does best though is casting resin pieces, and I'm looking forward to seeing especially like the impulse area because that the impulse deck is a little bit of a challenging piece to kind of get in place and kind of get to look right. You can be too bright, it can be too dim. Finding that nice middle ground is very kind of hard to achieve. So, really looking forward to seeing how that turns out. For everybody else's builds, we're going to just have to deal with the 3D printed clear pieces.
Yes. And don't forget the window boxes are still available from Cass's his site there. So if you buy the windows, you can get the window boxes as a free download. Although if you don't have a 3D printer, you may have to find someone to print them out for you.
Yep. And I believe Will has also put these up on Cults 3D. Just look up the Ensign's chair, and you can get the full set of files there as well. So there are some companies out there that will do 3D printing for you. So you just got to look around. And I know the Shapeways is eventually making their way back. It's made its way back into Europe. We're still kind of waiting for it here in North America. So, yeah, definitely check that out. And of course, if you're in the modeling world, you probably know somebody with a 3D printer.
Yes. We know a few people.
Indeed. I have one. I just have to fix it. So I don't know. I printed some of these boxes. So the ones that Ken has, I printed, and the one that I have, Donnie printed because shout out to Don's modeling desk for printing my parts because I didn't get my complete set printed properly before my printer went down. So yeah, if you know somebody, use them. That's for sure.
Yes.
Well, so I guess I'll start with who wants to start for progress. I mean, I've got nothing to say, so why don't we start with you?
All right, sure. So I was doing my wiring. I was kind of getting a lot of the wiring run through here for hooking up to the nacelles and the roll bar weapons pod, that sort of thing here. So that's
Nice.
one thing I was working on last episode. I didn't finish them because I had a few of my solders fail.
Mm.
Wah wah.
It
So
happens.
yeah, and then even worse, one of my Raytheon effects is not working in one of my pylons. So now I'm
Mm.
going to have to, and I do mention it in my last video near the end. So I'm going to have to go and crack it open and see if it just came disconnected, or is it the actual, one of these lights that stopped working that I need to put a new light in. What's the situation? I'm hoping just a wire came loose, and because I did have them wrapped up, but I was hanging this whole thing off those wires when
Mm.
I was, letting them dry. So I'm hoping that's the only problem. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Unfortunately, not that exciting. So
Well, troubleshooting though is a good thing to be able to go over with people because invariably there's going to be LEDs that fail during the assembly process, and you have to constantly check. And it's a good thing that you check before assembly, right? I mean, that's the thing. You got to go through and make sure that everything is working properly.
yes, indeed. So here is Raytheon. So there's
Oh,
Raytheon.
cool.
This one's the one that's working. You can kind of see it's kind of dim, this one here. I
Yeah,
don't know if you can see
it's
it
fine.
though. And
Yeah,
then there's the one there. And of course, they go to the other side. I may want to try and sand this down just a little bit, even it out, just to make sure it is maximum possibility of light coming through. So basically,
yeah,
it'd be a bit of a sand down for the paint, and then polish it as well, so it's not showing all the scratch marks from my sanding. So yeah.
yeah. Fun.
Yeah, so this one here, luckily I've kind of got the cracking it open part started. So
Uh,
just going to be able to finish getting my hobby blade in there and pry it open just a little bit more, and hopefully I can see what the issue is with the Raytheon in here. The
Oof.
rear Raytheon still works and works good. So
And is it on both sides that the is it one Raytheon, like one filament that's taking care of the Raytheon on both sides there, the
yeah, just
pylon?
because this is so narrow, it's just
So
one of
thin.
these
Yeah,
in the middle. So
got it. Well, that's good. At least you only have to replace one if that's the issue.
yes, exactly. So yeah. It'd be best if I don't have to replace it because I don't have to pry it out there. If it's just a wiring issue, I can hopefully keep this kind of in place and just pry it open just a bit and
Yep.
just do a little bit of solder work in there.
They
So
used two-part epoxy down there to secure everything, right?
I did, yes, on the for where it attaches to the
To the
nacelle.
nacelle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that would be near impossible to get. I would just have to split the whole thing open.
Yeah, oh God. At that
So
point, you're buying a new kit for a new nacelle.
I got one of the older original kits in the back, and I think the nacelles weren't modified at all.
Oh, well, you just would have to do all that work again,
Yeah,
though, which
like
would be awful.
yeah, I didn't epoxy the two sides of the pylon together. Just I epoxied each
Where it
half.
connects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
as you should.
yeah. So yeah.
Cool,
So
cool.
that's what I'm going to be doing this episode.
Nice.
And
For me,
you?
yeah. For me, uh, sorry for jumping ahead a little bit this morning. I'm all coffeeed up right now. I'm like, all let's go. So yeah, no, the plan is not to get busy at work this weekend, as it had been. My favorite baseball team had just got eliminated from the playoffs, and we don't go to the playoffs very often, and so work was very busy for a little while. And I wasn't really able to get much work done last weekend, unfortunately. So the plan is going to be the same as last week. I need to get through and get all the final components added for the electronics. I realize that there's probably going to be at least one more episode beyond this one, and that's going to be when I put the shuttle deck on, to make sure that that all gets in, so I can tie all those wires in together, because there's going to be like a lot of common wiring. What I'm kind of doing right now is math and thinking about things. I do have all of my LEDs ready to go. It's fantastic having them all burned in. I don't have to make any more because this has been a lot. But the plan is basically to go through and just get the planetary sensor, the main bridge, A and B deck all lit up, and get the warp crystal on top taken care of. And then beyond that, I think it's going to be just getting those components put in place, and then in kind of doing some of my math. This is all the space that we have, like for the stock, uh, brass tube to go through, and there's not a whole lot of room there. So I'm trying to be conscious of that. I'm trying to make sure that don't have to, drill out a bigger hole. I think I'm going to have to be resigned to that, but I'm trying to make sure that, because I like Ken, I'm not going to be putting the Arduino up in here. You really don't want to have the main controller for a model inside of the ship if you can avoid it. Just in case you need to, the board goes out, something like that, you can start figuring out the problem from the board versus having to crack open the model. And so yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's like get all the final components installed, and then in the following episode, the plan is to go ahead and get the shuttle deck put in place, get everything all tied together, get all my JSTs ready to go, all the pigtails, and then including getting my wires run so that everything can come in from the roll bars in the nacelle. So still lots of wiring to do, still lots of that, but it is coming towards the very end. And then from there, once again, I can start getting into assembly and cleanup and paint. So that's going to be the big thing for me. It's just lots of wiring. I'm honestly trying to shoot 2 episodes this weekend, so that I'm just getting it done. I have a time set aside for this. Just lots of wiring. And when I'm in the mood, I don't know about you, but like when I start soldering and it's working, I kind of get into a mood, and I'm like, okay, I want to do this right now because I'm feeling good about it. And I'm hoping I get there too, to be able to kind of like just math out, like getting all of these wires, all these different connectors, like what's going to go where, how many pigtails I need to create, how many JST pigtails I need to create, like all of those little things. When I get into a groove, it's kind of a fun place to be. And so yeah, that's kind of the hope for this weekend. Lots of soldering, lots of wearing my these, and yeah. So but that's the plan. Like once all the wiring is done, from there, like my build's going to accelerate, because then it's just regular modeling stuff. Like the electronics are, for as much as this model has taught me, I still have a lot to learn. And the amount of electronics that we have thrown into this model is kind of crazy. It kind of rivals like part work models that I do, with the amount of LEDs that we've stuck in. And I have a laser thermometer. Um, After this thing is lit up, built, and all that, I want to temp it before startup. And after about 30 minutes of running, I want to temp it again and see how warm this thing gets when it's all said and done. Because the cobs are warm. The cobs get warm.
Right.
And I bet you those filaments probably get a little bit warm too. So yeah, no, I've just been kind of like mathing out and figuring out what to build and in the order to do it. So got a solid plan. Now I just got to execute it. All the LEDs are in place, so I just actually got to do the thing, um, which is what been my issue for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, that's a long and short way of saying that's what I'm going to be doing today for this
Oh,
week.
cool! It's cool that you're gonna get 2 episodes done. That'll be great.
I it's my desperate try. Like if I want to do all the electronics and get all of it done, which is my goal for this weekend, it's got to be 2 episodes because that's going to be so much content. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I'm looking forward to really wrapping this thing up. This could very well be a year-long build for us, and I am looking forward to finishing up. Like we started what back in December of last year. That's when we started, maybe
Yeah, something like
January,
that. Yeah.
December, January, somewhere in the neighborhood. So this has been going for a while, and we have another buddy build coming up here soon that looking forward to doing, that is nowhere near as complicated as this.
No electronics whatsoever.
None. Yay. Unless we wanted to. What we can't do is let Todd influence us. Okay, so don't let him.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't. Yep. He's gonna be like, we can motorize those wings, right? And I'm like, shut up, Todd.
Nope.
You
Nope.
shut up.
I'm just doing it in this configuration, and I'm done.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, all right. Seems like we got a pretty solid plan for the week. You got anything else to add?
No, but I am looking to seeing your finished wiring and stuff. I really like watching your videos.
Awesome, man. Well, same. I need to get caught up. I'm like probably 4 episodes behind on you because I'm just way too busy in my goddamn life. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you get done as well. And let's just say I'll be using a lot of your content for inspiration for the bridge, and the work that you did up there was pretty amazing. And so, definitely looking forward to replicating that. So, yeah, man, looking forward to see what you get done as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, so let's head off to the bench.
All right, we'll see you at the bench.
See you at the bench. All right. So here we have our nacelle that's having issues with its Raytheon effect. So you can see we have green and blue, which is our Raytheon effect, and we have 2 sets. This one here would be for our Raytheon effect to the after the ship here, and we have this set that's not wound up here for the one that's here in the pylon. And so what we'll do here is we will put our wires together. I'll show you what's happening. So let's give them a little twist together. So green is positive in this case, blue being the negatives. And there we have it. So we have Raytheon effect back here, but not here. Now I also noticed that there's a bit of a spottiness, and I believe that's due to the paint. So I will have to come around later and, yeah, it kind of feels like it's due to the paint. And just give it a nice fine sanding. How's the other side looking? A little bit of one there as well. So we'll work on that. But so for now, I'm going to have to break this open and find out what's going on. Did my wire disconnect? Did I break the little filament LED? You know, that sort of thing. So let's get to work and find out what's wrong. There we go. Snap that open. Unfortunately, my nice seam line back here is now going to have to be probably snapped as well, but we'll try and take a look first. Oh, jeez. Put my magnifiers on. I'm just going to have to take this off camera for a second so I can look at it nice and close. Let's see what I can see. Yeah, I am going to have to do some damage at the back here. There we go. Look at that, all the way down, unfortunately. All right, let's see what we have here. What's the damage? Now, well, So here is a negative coming out. Let us try this and this. See if I can do this. No. All right. Well, good. This is coming out. So that's a good thing, I hope. We'll have to clean off the epoxy. Looks like maybe the epoxy might have dried a bit too much before being put in place. All right, let's see what we can see here now. Ooh, that's looking pretty bent. If you can see that there. So I'm thinking the light itself is actually broken. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it does look like it is. It is broken. Good chance to look over the rest of my lighting in here. This is what? This is a negative. It's looking a little weak down in here, and I don't want that to break off. So what I could do is maybe put a little CA glue on there. Just strengthen that up. Prevent it from moving more and possibly snapping. Alright, there we go. And if you want, you can come in here with a little bit of accelerator. Just like that. Hopefully now that will prevent that from moving any further and possibly breaking off, causing further issues. Now, as for in here, let's see here. Yeah, well, yeah, it's definitely broken. Just touching it, you can tell, yeah, look at that. It is very broken. All right, let's get it out of here. Good thing I got a lot of these. Although, if you can, I would recommend finding some that are a different warmth. There we go. Try and expose my negative wire here. Try to find a different color value, or I guess whatever it is. In my case, these are more of a warm white. I think a better option would have been a, pardon me here, I'm thinking and talking at the same time, hard to do. I think a bright white light would have worked better. Okay, let's clean those off. I think I'll be stuck with the original. Well, I might be able to take them off. But if I leave the original connection points for the lights on there, that gives me a little more of a solder point. Now I'm worried about this wire too bending back and forth too many times and breaking as well. Let's get a hobby knife here. Right here. And just try to... Oh, it's broken off. Okay. So let's try and expose some more wire. If we can. There we go. I can see a bunch more wire in there. That's good. So let's grab a hold of that. And maybe a little pair of scissors. Cut that down. I should be a little more careful because I don't want to start wiggling this around too much and breaking the wire connection as well. There we go. Hopefully that's enough of a wire. I could solder a little bit more on if I need to. Now let's try to remove some of this glue here. Unfortunately, though, when I go to do that, I think I might end up removing some of the light blocking that is not over the Raytheon effect. So I'll just have to do it carefully. I could use some of this. This is the unglue debonder. If I'm going to do that, I have to do it carefully. I'd probably use some Q-tips here or cotton swabs. And this stuff does not play well with your cutting mat. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll put it on the cotton swab using on top of this paper towel here. I won't squeeze, just whatever a little bit comes out. And then you kind of give it, it says 30 to 120 seconds. So let's give it a little bit of time. Pick at it. Just if it loosens or, degrades it enough that I can remove some of this, would be good. So, but if I have to, I'll just solder on a little extra wire onto this connection point here and go with that. I may have to do the same with the negative side as well, the black wire. Okay, let's try to. No, that's too much. Let's trying to work with whatever tools I can to do the least amount of damage to the wiring, the model, to everything but the glue. So. And this is all new to me, so. And then before I close this all up and everything, I'm going to test all the other lights again and make sure they're all working. Because no sense doing one step forward, 3 steps back type thing. There we go, starting to pull up a bit. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. Just like that. That worked out well. Didn't damage the plastic. And didn't actually even really mess with the light blocking. And I can actually clean this up a little bit here. There we go. Just like that. Alright, where's my negative wire there? Right there. Now, unfortunately, that did lift up all these other wires. So I'll have to make sure I reconnect them down. I'm going to have to try and clean off this negative a little bit more, so that I can get a good connection. So I'll have to make sure when I come in here with the CA glue again to, you know what, let's try and cut a little more away, to glue this down, this chunk of dried glue down. Let's try and cut this to give us more of our Raytheon effect here freed up. But at the same time not affecting our wires. I mean, worst case, I have all my wires here. I could rewire them. I don't want to do that, though. That is a last resort for certain. Let's give that a shot and see what we end up with. So if you have a choice, I guess I would have to recommend getting the more flexible of these. I'm going to get things set up here with the soldering equipment, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're ready to go here. I figured out what side was negative and positive for my wire here. I've got it kind of clamped in best I can with the OmniFixo, and I put on some solder paste. We'll give that a bit of solder to put on there, if we can. Put a little solder on our tip, and then just see if we can't transfer that over. Let's try that again. I think we got some on there. Try to get a little bit more. All right, I think that's good. Take my helping hands and I'll put a little bit now on here as well. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these down. I don't know if this is advisable or not. Well, I guess we'll find out right away. All right, let's take our filament here. We'll put on a little solder paste again. Oh, slipping away. Now I don't want to grip this somewhere in the middle because I don't know how much pressure it takes to actually snap one of these. I know it's not a whole lot. There we go. There we go. That's soldered together. Now that means we have to come all the way up there. Okay, so let's see now how far we need to go. Okay, so if I go like that and bring this back around, you can see why I was having issues with this. My wires are in here tight. Stay like that, and we'll see if that works. All right, so we need this blue and this green, and we'll hope for the best. So there's our green, and here's our blue. That did not work. All right. Make sure it's not the black. Nope. Okay. So our connection is not good, or we've got an issue somewhere else. So let's unsolder this. Let's disconnect our power first. And I think it's time to start pulling some wires. So I think I am going to bite the bullet and start doing some serious rewiring in here. So I'm going to cut the camera here and come back here once I've got things rewired. So see you in a bit. All right, it's looking like a little bit of a mess, but I did have to crack this whole thing open, as you can see. So on the upside, the seams aren't looking too bad when you close it back up. They kind of disappear, so it should be hopefully fairly easy to cover those seams up once we get back to closing this all up. I've got all my lights working. I just need to get my Raytheon put back into place now. I get some kicker here drying. So I'll give that a few minutes, but I just wanted to show you that yes, I did have to open it all up. And the culprit for me for having to open it all up was the Raytheon light here. I kept trying to trim it back, and then I kept losing more of it, and ended up having to go back down here. Every time I tried to strip the wire, it would like pull the wire out of the glue knot or whatever, and then it would be buried. So I just said, you know what, let's just crack it open and take a look. I was having a hard time seeing my thruster lights light up. but when I crack it open, you can see that it does light up, so that's good. It just means that this little hole here just needs to be cleaned up a little bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on now. What I'll do is the Raytheon lights that are coming out, I'm actually going to run them over here separate, connect them to this Raytheon, and then have both Raytheons run off the same set of wires and coming out. So that's what I'm going to do. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of update as to what's going on. And yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, you can see we have success here. We have our Raytheon light here lit up, and back here it's also lit up. So now I just need to close this up and sand and fill, sand and fill. All right, here it is now getting closed up. You can see now I've got everything plugged in just to test. We have our, well, warp chiller grill, if my connection stays steady. We have our floodlights here. We have our Raytheon effect here, Raytheon effect here. This strobe light back here is working, and so is the, and if you can see it back here, the RCS thruster is working too. I know the RCS thruster doesn't show too well through that hole. I can kind of see it, and then if I open this up, I can see that the yellow light is in there and flickering just barely. I can barely see it. So there we have it. It's all working. Now this is just a first glue up. I'm going to have to come back through here in a little bit and then keep gluing and yeah, making sure everything's as good as I can get it. So we'll leave it here for now, and I'll be right back. All right, here we are with our other warp nacelle now. Bad news here. I have the wires all run through, but I'm missing a negative. And I think it broke off somewhere in here. So that's not good. So I'm going to have to open this one up now. At least the pylon will have to be open. So that's a little disappointing. Just one of those things, I guess, with wiring. I'm not really used to wiring, so I guess I just need to be a little bit more delicate with it. So yeah, I might just do the same thing I did with the other nacelle that's still drying with glue here. I think I'll just break this open, and I think I'll just do a bunch of new wires that aren't polluted. I can that way now double up this one here sooner. This is the one for both Raytheon effects. So we'll work on doing that. I'll do that off camera, but just with this disappointment and whatnot, I think I'm just going to call it a week here. I apologize for such a short episode. It's just one of those things, and we'll come back at this hopefully with a fresh new perspective next week, and we can hopefully then wrap up this wiring and move on to closing up our upper and lower hull. And also I did notice one of my lights here also broke off. This is the lights for, you can see the wires right here, and the resistors up here. So it's just another one that I need to work on. So yeah, I'm definitely learning about soldering. I've learned some new techniques now since. I just noticed my negative here came off from my front Raytheon effect as well. So again, more work, more work. So I'll try and get that all done off camera and done before the next intro video with Jordan. And yeah, I guess that's it for this week. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Sorry for the shorter video. Don't forget to go check out Cass over here at Lake Monster Details. He's got the legacy parts for Dawn's Light and Magic and a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. And we want to check that out. If you're looking for the windows now for the Miranda class vessels here, the Reliant and her ilk, then that's where you're going to go to find those. And then he's also got a bunch of other stuff coming out. Go out and check out his website. And I'd like to thank Will again at the Ensign's Chair. So go check out him on YouTube. And I know he's got some new stuff out. He just released a new video working on the a 537 scale Excelsior slash Enterprise B. You can go check that out. And don't forget to go check out Jordan at Aligning the Stars, of course, as always. See what kind of great progress he's made. Hopefully better than I did this week. So you guys take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hi there. Welcome to the HTM buddy build of the U.S.S. Reliant. And okay, let me try that again.
Nice.
Yeah.